It's October 1999. I am strutting into my office like I own it. After all, I'm driving results and revenues. So of course, I believe that the scheduled one-on-one I have that day with my leader is about my upcoming promotion. What he says to me that day is this: Parisa, you are the hardest person I've ever had to manage. It was a dagger to the heart. I left the meeting hurt and confused, thinking, but wait, you told me to drive results. Doesn't that mean rattling some cages and testing limits? What I heard that day was this: you're not valued. You don't belong. You're too much. But I didn't get why. So I kept doing what I'd always done: going rogue on side projects, adding stuff to my job description, and in my excitement chasing after ideas, I'd steamroll over other people and their ideas. So no surprise, I ran into a little resistance, and I was frustrated. All I was trying to do was to get people to join me on the ride of a lifetime. I love modern badasses. They are pattern interrupters and change agents. And when you tell them that something's impossible, they say, just watch me. They go 80 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone without checking to see if we're strapped in for the ride. They're like well-meaning bulls in china shops. They don't mean to break all the dishes, although a lot of them are ugly. Some of you might call them brilliant jerks. Others of you may say that they're too bold or too brash or too colorful. Steve Jobs was a modern badass, and he famously left Apple in 1985 because of it. And sure, he went back to its great benefit. Now, you can love your Android, think he was a jerk, and still know the benefit to all of us. But I worry about what the cost to us have been had that exile been successful. And I worry about all of the modern badasses we'll never meet because someone successfully sidelined or silenced them. So the invitation to modern badasses is to change the lenses so that they are viewed as valued and so they're not sidelined or silenced. I'll share with you 3 things that successful modern badasses do. First, they own their modern badass persona. They are change agents for the good. They are not trolls. Second, that's right. Second, they are very clear about the goals and their values instead of assuming that people are mind readers. They are committed to describing the goal to their teams as well as how everybody benefits. And because they never shared their values before, everyone thought they were people who flew off the handle all the time. So now they're clear about how their values align with the goal, and they invite other people to share their values too. Third, they have learned that vulnerability is not a dirty word. They hate, that's right, they hate not having all of the answers. But now they understand that pretending to be invulnerable is an oversized fig leaf. No one believes it. And now, so they've stopped being Superman and Wonder Woman and they're Clark Kent and Diana Prince instead. They ask for help readily because they know people will offer it when they know how their values align. These 3 lessons help badasses change how they engage with other people. So you might be wondering, what changes about badasses with these 3 lessons? Better to ask what hasn't changed. They still go 80 in a 45, still wildly creative, and still pattern interrupters. But what do people say about successful badasses now? I'll give you verbatim feedback about one such badass. What did you do to her? She's totally different. This particular badass is now being seriously considered for very senior level roles at her company, something previously unavailable to her. In other words, badasses can go from too much to just right. Thank you.